Hey, look, it's John Cena and Randy Orton in Randy Orton's hometown,
He's
St.
losing then.
Louis, St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, as they say, right? They don't say Missouri, which is probably the correct pronunciation of it. But curious to see what other matches. Two others so far, but we'll get to that later. And here is your current women's champions.
Mm.
One of those has changed. One of the mid card ones. Get to that. It's like that. Now champion. Of course, dead center you have Cena Uso. Now let's get ready for the April 28th or
It's not
24th
really
or
a new
whatever.
era, is it? Really, if you got John Cena as champion.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like almost all these guys are in their mid 40s. At least like CM Punk and all those guys. It's like not quite a new era. Still don't know why they brought Cena back. Don't like it. But I'll talk about that when we get to Cena
Everyone
here in a
loves
second.
John Cena.
Ah, look, three matches scheduled, but there's a surprise in here.
There must be a lot of
You,
talking.
you know how you usually get like the first hour commercial free? You get the third hour commercial free. So you might figure out one of these matches might be very special and a lot of work went into it. Could be one of the best televised network TV, or I guess you guys get it on Netflix, but it could be the best just regular match in a while. So let's dig in. John Cena just has to put stuff on his back and walk backwards, put the belt on backwards. Totally disrespects the belt. Wants to be the last champion. Wants to take the belt home with him. Even though his entire career there were two heavyweight belts.
Which belt has been retired, Tony? Sorry.
Uh, you, this one now they just call the unified. It was the universal. It's the universal, and I guess it was heavyweight champion. I don't think it said world. I always got confused on this. Didn't make it easy on the public. It just I still don't know what the different tag team ones are called. And there you have, quickly out of the gate, Mr. Randy Orton. So he's like, I've known you a long time, blah, blah, blah. John Cena kept trying to put the audience down. That's kind of why.
He's known him a
Or,
long
or,
time.
or Orton got in there quick. They basically just saying they're to face each other at Backlash.
Backlash. I want to see some backlash.
Since your GM automatically approved that one. Yeah. RKO.
RKO.
Next Saturday is Backlash, which is weird that we only know three of the matches. Look at Randy, 45 years old, six months younger than me. I wish I looked like that.
He's old. You're old.
I know.
And what do you got to show for it?
Uh, knowledge.
Yeah, not however many world titles and 6 houses and 25 cars and whatever Randy was. Apparently, he is the most. He's the wrestler with the most money. Apparently, I saw somewhere. I don't know how that is, but I assume it's money just made purely from wrestling. I would assume The Rock would have more money than Randy Orton and John Cena, for that matter.
Yeah, his dad that was a promoter, Cowboy Bob Orton.
Yeah, well, couldn't imagine Bob earned the amount of money that, well, especially back in those days.
That was one of the most popular territories of the time, though.
But yeah, apparently Randy Orton is the richest wrestler. Apparently. There you go, a bit of knowledge for you.
I say we need more research on that.
We give lots of knowledge here on the missile dropkick.
I wish I got a photo of that.
He's looking hell in shape, though. Jeez, God.
Yeah, here's Los Garza, as I remember this time. It's just anti-LWO, whatever you want to call them. And here you have Presley, not on NXT anymore. Nathan Frazier and Axiom, also known as
No idea.
Overseas students. We will demand the deportation of all foreign criminals. And for those who come to Britain and who are granted citizenship, that will be regarded as a legally binding contract, just as it is in Australia.
Do not disturb, but here, as I said,
I don't know what kind of maneuver that is, but it looks pretty devastating, I guess.
Yeah, they're very fast and super fast because you got the Spanish luchador, not the Mexican luchador. That has an English accent. It's what I imagine the Arsenal luchador sounds like. Still wondering if they're buddies or if he's lost either one of those have lost a loser leaves to a town match.
Loser leaves town.
But I was wondering if they were kind of split these two up because they were looking like they were headed that direction with him. But I guess they're like, oh, we need another fucking tag team on Friday night since we're the tag team night. Don't even get to see my boys on there. Pretty deadly. Not
Oh,
sure.
I thought that they were Chad and whatever her name is, the tag team in NXT. I thought those were your boys. Yeah, Hank and Tank, that's it. I thought those were your boys.
And that one you had Praxium winning. You have Tiffany coming out.
You will see on May the 2nd.
And look who Tiffany was partnered with.
Jake Cargill.
Half these events or matches, I'm like, why weren't these at WrestleMania? Because both these strong women both did the powerlifting and like whatever they call the weightlifting beauty pageant. I can't remember what the fuck they call it. They both do that. Tiffany was thinking about taking a break to focus on it more, but I guess she's decided WWE pays a lot more. Stomp to the back. Oh, Tiffany. What gets me, which is weird, you figure these women would like put their hairs back in ponytails, but they're always in a position where they can whip their eyes and blind themselves for a temporary amount of time.
Why are two faces fighting, Tony?
Because that's just who they gave us.
Okay.
I mean, there's not too many other built women for Cargill to go after. Not too many more for Tiffany to go on. So they go against each other with the most non-nonsense referee there. See, shows expression, tells them what to do. Quite more of a classic referee, but she's very good. There you go, stomp to the face. That
Could have been a missile drop kick.
Could have been, but then look who comes down and mounts Cargill. In case you don't know, for some reason, Naomi thinks she's Mrs. Caution.
No, she's Mrs. Owen Hart.
She just turned 37, and she announced she's gonna retire soon because she wants a family, and she's 37, and her clock's running out. So we'll probably maybe get her through SummerSlam. If I go bye-bye.
Well, that's a shame.
Her and Big Jim will be doing some wrestling.
How old is Jimmy? Is he younger than her or the same age, or I don't know?
Probably close to the same age. Hey Siri, how old's Jimmy Uso?
Oh, he's 39.
39, yeah.
Bloody hell.
Oh, look who's back. It's a giant mass known as Nia Jax.
And she's been on holiday.
Yeah. She definitely didn't work out her body. That was the end of that.
Good.
Double. I guess what disqualification was
A double DQ. Well, no. Well, who attacked who first?
It was. It was.
Naomi?
Naomi, so Tiffany technically
Got
was the one that
DQ.
lost. Yep. Even that was a double DQ. We had a couple of these double disqualifications. Here you have Mr. Fatu with his Las Vegas Raiders jersey on backwards with his name at, because he likes to say Fatu a lot.
Fatu.
It's weird how like they're all famous, but they don't go by the name.
free movement of people.
Like Joseph Fatuz, Jey Uso,
I
who would
worry
know?
about those things
Solo.
because I believe that it
So
can be
Solo,
to do business with the rest
pretty
of the
much
world.
still on
Right,
Solo.
in the future,
Check yourself.
in the zone,
Can't wait for these two to go.
Yeah, it should be a good match. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Solo wrestle.
He doesn't do it too often.
No,
He
he
hasn't
doesn't.
proved it.
Yeah, it would be crap, wouldn't
And guess who's? Oh, I want my belt back. That would be Mr. La Knight.
it? La Night.
La
Night.
Ooh.
Or LA Knight, as other people don't.
Yeah, he's
Here,
French.
Versatility to craft, trim, clean, drill, cut.
Drew McIntyre.
and Drew's like, wait a second, you can't do that. I won that title.
Oh, what does he want it for? He wants to go for the big one.
Here's LA Knight levitating.
Can't sleep.
And what I see, who rest thinks did this the best.
A betting system that was as good, if not better, than
CM Punk, obviously.
and yes, that has upset.
I went with McIntyre because
In terms of
he's just going like
it's
that.
good.
Nah, Eddie's good.
Democrats won 72 seats, and the Liberal Democrats will increase their vote on May the 1st.
Get the really turn.
Yeah, Eddie would get.
times.
Eddie would be the one to get down without breaking anything. Oh, I don't know, actually. He broke his arm, didn't he? His first time he was in the WWE, didn't he? Broke his elbow.
Ah, look.
Or whether it's
Who's that?
the more genteel garden party of the Conservative local
That's
Conservative
Selena
Association
Vega.
Yes,
in
I
the
like
South
Selena
of
Vega.
England. And we've not yet been able.
We don't get to see too much of her.
social interaction.
Yeah, she's just freshly coming back.
We have to train that.
Supposed to be focused on more.
I think
Here's part of the
incredible strides forward. I wouldn't have done it without
Secret
seeing
Purvis.
and a very young, professional, dedicated team.
Since Chelsea Green to her. It's a Secret Purvis.
It's a work in progress, but I would say to you, we've made enormous strides forward.
There you go.
Reasons we need to win.
Headlock.
Nice headlock.
We can build teams of people.
I mean, wouldn't that be your natural inclination on the move you would do to her? Well, probably not with mine in your mind, but based on her height, you would think, oh, let's get her an headlock.
Yeah.
Comes in over the course of this summer.
Knees to the face, lovely.
She likes doing that.
We've gone through 225,000 members this morning.
Speedy thing likes to bounce around, and look, as I said, one of our female champions has changed.
Well, that's good because we never get to see Selena Vega.
Yeah, she's good. It's weird because they gave her, like, when they did the Queen of the Rings, she won that, but that's been like 6-7 years back now. She doesn't get focused on much. I think that's why she went to SmackDown away from the LWO guys on Monday. Just focus on her solo. So good job. I like her. I think she's a good wrestler. She's also very good to look at.
I mean, don't forget, Kate's had 11 Labour MPs. 11 Labour MPs and one Lib
And look,
in Tunbridge Wells.
it's our favorite slide we always put up.
As it did back in 97, of course. It was a massive
New
all blue,
U.S. champion.
half red.
Women's U.S.
Even
champion.
more dramatic this time. We are going to do very,
Look,
very well indeed.
It's the Miz.
A lot of seats on the council. Can we win an outright victory? I say honestly, truthfully,
It's
just
Aleister Black.
Aleister Black, what's he doing back? I thought he was in AEW.
see
Yeah,
what's the
contract
best thing we can
over. Look, Miz's dad. Aleister Black sitting there
do? Why did they
meditating. Some satanic ritual. I don't know what he's doing there.
Well, you might as well put on the 330 at Newmarket.
I'm kind of surprised they brought him back. They brought back quite a bit of guys in the last
In Iceland,
2 months.
it was paying 8% interest rates when everybody else was paying 4%. I mean, you'd have thought maybe they'd have learnt their lesson. That's just one little example
And
of what
where
we
you have
gross financial.
Unite
They're in a hell of a financial hole. 720
versus McIntyre.
debt.
This is for the
Drew
number one
McIntyre.
contender. For the number one contender.
Yeah, we know less money
I don't know why Drew wants this title for.
Social care costs rise with an aging population. Yeah, we understand that successive lockdowns did damage the minds of quite a lot of young people. So SEND needs are higher.
Can't quite figure out what happened this year.
Under better management, rather than I think the very complacent.
And look, Damian Priest coming out.
I believe we can.
Right.
County council is very good. Reform.
Look, Jacob Batu coming out.
Yeah, Amy Rogers from the Telegraph, please.
Jacob
We're not
Batu
going to get a clear
destroys
winner.
everyone.
Not going to get a clean winner then.
Another no decision there. What happened with your favorite referee there? He lost control.
So he's got a bad back.
I mean, if we're in that, I mean,
Maybe Batu attacked him.
Possibly.
In that position, we would work with other people. But
Here you have, it's like I said, very great ladder match.
Why a ladder match on SmackDown?
Why so much money is being spent.
It was a ladder match for the championship, for the tag team titles.
Yeah.
They have to come up with new ways to do this every other week.
And if there was failing providers, why they signed up for 5 years?
It's kind of like the 2 weeks in a row that
It's not
Pretty Deadly were the number one contenders, but they weren't the ones going for the titles. It's like the title is being defended twice. They're the number one contender, but nope.
Agency workers. I mean, you might need agency workers.
You had to give that to the Street Profits, but here's the Street Profits, Motor City Machine Guns, and do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
Is what our voters would want.
Ah, look, a chair.
Nice.
Us. Charlotte Wright from the BBC.
Is it illegal in a ladder match?
Yes.
It's table ladders and chairs. It's all legal. But we missed there was a great missile dropkick. He threw him a chair, then did the missile dropkick. That was pretty good. They're very good for cruiserweight. Here's one ladder strapped out, got turned over.
Mm.
You do get MPs who are illegal already with their position of power.
Oh, we know what's happening here.
Yeah, it's not a missile dropkick.
Nope, that's two guys going through a table.
Going through a table. Devon, get the tables.
I think 2 tables were destroyed during this match. And if you're wondering, for anybody that may watch this, who's that clean-shaven guy hanging up there? Well, that's Ciampa.
Man's from the Guardian.
He's got rid of his beard.
How comes he's got rid of his beard then?
I have no idea. He shaved his head and got rid of his beard. I guess he felt he was getting too old looking.
I don't know. I came into this.
I guess that's what happens after 20-some years of wrestling. But here he is, dangling from the titles.
Hampshire, Isle of Wight. I'm running out now. There's probably another one there somewhere.
And here you have a spear.
People have been denied their votes.
The profits there.
What was some of our very strongest counties?
Guess look.
Very angry about. There was no argument for it.
Champions.
Don't like it.
applies
and still,
classics, and yet this side of the electoral voting and that side.
here's your favorite section.
No. I don't like it. It's all right. Fraxium versus Los Garzos. Fraxium defeated Los Garzos. Did we even see that? Yes, we did.
Yeah,
Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. Cargill won by DQ. Chelsea Green versus Lena Vega. Vega defeated Green to win the United States Championship. Street Profits versus Do It Yourself versus Motor City Machine Guns. TLC tag match. The Street Profits win. That's annoying because I like the Motor City Machine Guns.
yeah, it's almost like they need a break. Hopefully, the draft is coming soon because they need a.
Yeah, the tag team division on Raw is not very good.
Yeah, it's very lacking, and like I said, here you bring.
And this has become stale. We've seen this match in various guises loads recently.
Yes, especially DIY and the Motor City Machine.
Grimsby, her links with Lincoln are pretty
But
clear.
that is it
She
for
did-
SmackDown. Of course, it's not because we had the greatest thing ever.
She beat the
The fans helped out. He took off his prosthetic leg
And started beating him up.
and handed it to him. They made use of it.
Brilliant.
Gave his leg back. Look how happy that guy was.
That's quite severe.
I hope they all signed it for him.
And she said, look,
Maybe after the show or something.
she will find the right
But there you have the prosthetic leg. I don't think I've seen that prop used.
That is a fact.
Now it's on to Monday Night Raw.
Let me tell you this.
Monday Night Raw.
If they say that Andrea's broken the
Where
rule,
we get a all you can have and go of Sami Zayn, and well, I guess I'll go to the fucking deal and you can figure out who's gonna be in. But you get loads of doses of Paul Heyman and crew. You get Perez versus Rhea Ripley. I don't know why you take somebody out of. That statistic is crazy that I showed you. I think that she had lost. She had only won 2 of her last 13 matches.
Mm.
It's like 3 months ago you were the champion of NXT. And then they're like, oh, we're moving you to the main roster. That makes no sense, but Logan Paul, Becky Lynch, very angry Becky Lynch. And look, now Stephanie's doing what Julia and Perez is doing. Let's do NXT and SmackDown.
Why not? It's not like they haven't got enough women on either show.
Very stacked. Maybe Niall there. Solid citizen. And here you have a 12,000-pound coat jacket.
Oh, you've gone a bit quiet, Tony.
Did you not hear me?
You're going quiet.
Not sure what happened.
Are you on Mars?
I'm not on Mars.
It sounds like you are.
Let me take them out and put them back in. See what.
Oh, he's gone. Where's he gone? Got to sort his microphone out. Can't even hear you at all now, Tony. Can't hear you. He's gone. Tony's gone. All that fiddling with his microphone. Well, anyway, we were talking about this $12,000. I don't know what you call it. It's like not a dressing gown as such. It's sort of like a robe, maybe $12,000. I don't think I've ever seen $12,000 in my life.
I was still visually on the screen.
You're still. I don't know what you're doing, but whenever you start talking, it sounds like you're underwater, and then when you go closer to the screen, it becomes better.
I have no idea. I'll just go.
But anyway, so we're with this new team of Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins, which is I don't know.
Can you hear me?
I can
fine
hear
now?
you. Yep, I can. And I can hear you perfectly well. Yes.
So
So
anyway,
is this the new? Is this the new Dangerous Alliance? Is it? I'm guessing.
Yep. Yeah. This you'll see they were trying to recruit Sami Zayn.
I should have recruited Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I'm not sure what to think of those glasses.
Yeah. No ideal.
I did like the coat until I found out that it was 12,000 pounds.
Well, you could probably buy one for $12 on Temu or AliExpress.
And here's is trying to get Sammy to join him.
Why would they want Sammy to join them?
I don't know, because everybody likes Sammy, and everybody thinks Sammy's gonna get him a title sometime.
He hasn't been on TV for ages.
It hasn't been that long since Kevin Owens strapped him on his neck. But as Braun Breaker's already ready to attack him.
Is that what's going to happen?
So what happened is that they basically told him either you join us or you go to SmackDown.
Oh, how could Paul Heyman decide that?
I think that was more of Seth Rollins kind of thing. They definitely seem like they're on equal footing on the decision making. Braun Breaker just gets to be the enforcer, but Paul and Seth equally in control. But basically, Sammy's supposed to give the answer later in the show. So, on to Perez. It's Perez because everybody picked her that one time. And Rhea Ripley. I don't know why they picked that for her to be against. There you have Rhea Ripley throwing her into the retaining wall. There you have Perez go set flight for a crossbody. Here you have. Is that a missile drop kick from Rhea Ripley? Sure looks like one. Of course, he's as tall as he is. He just leans sideways and look like he's doing a missile drop kick. Or in their go-go gadget legs.
Go gadget arms.
Here you have Julia from behind, taking out Ripley's knees. So now you have both of them pounding on her. Guess what? Another disqualification. But not before a slap from hell from Io Sky to little Roxanne. Roxanne.
You don't have to put on a red light.
Roxanne. Oh, we're not gonna do a duo.
Yeah, it's like I don't know the next verse.
And here you have Logan Paul with Jumbotron. They like getting shots of like the whole stage and ring and
Where's the T-Mobile Center?
this was in St. Louis. Sorry, not St. Louis. This is Kansas City. It used to be the Sprint Center.
Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas City somewhere else?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Why is it called that? Why do you have two Kansas?
I don't know, because these border towns, they do that around here, and you'll find two of stuff like that all the time. It's
Must get annoying if you like posting a letter or something.
Yeah. That's why you know the postal code.
Hmm.
Look, it's Jay.
Hmm.
What have you been doing all show, Jay?
Just found out it's 39 years old.
Logan Paul's like, ooh, you offering that to me? Basically, setting up that to be the new thing. As you can tell, Logan Paul got the best part of a super kick. And here a missile drop kick. We do not like super kicks.
No, we don't.
Dog died? What's going on here?
Yeah, he does this periodically. Yeah, sorry about that. He is like 15 years old. No, 16 years old.
Hopefully,
If he's been lying down for like a while, he starts coughing when he gets up.
hopefully he gets feeling better.
No, he's been doing it for ages. It's just his age.
On to our next match.
It's annoying to talk
The Judgment Day versus War Raiders.
about. Viking people. Come on. Out. Go on out. Out. Out.
Look who's back, Russ.
So he's letting the dog out.
Look who's back.
Oh, it's my favourite referee.
And your favorite giant head wrestler.
Oh yeah, JD Madonna.
Look, it's Babu Day. Set ringside.
That's not what they're called, surely.
No, they're a new day, but
It should be called the Boo Day. Have equality.
that's what Barrett calls them, and he started calling them that after I started calling him that. So I was first. And I guess with a head that big, you get to set yourself into orbit. It looks like he's so much higher because you got the set behind him.
Hmm.
Moon assault there. Penta does not like them. Call them pendejos, motherfuckers. Basically every cuss word you could say in Spanish, he said it.
Brilliant.
It's so weird because sometimes they cut out the cussing and it's like when they start like with "fuck you" chants or whatever. I'm like, you're on Netflix here. Why are you censoring it?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if they can't something like racial or homophobic or something else in their tape delay. I don't know, but Penta does not like big-headed people. Seems like you would do a reverse here. Don't seem like you would have the smallest war raider doing this, but
Hmm. Well, I suppose if the big guy's coming down, I suppose there's more of an impact, maybe.
yeah.
Who won
Look,
that match? Tony, anyway.
that would be the war raiders.
Nice.
And here's Becky Lynch. Just going on about nothing very important. Says why she attacked Valkyrie.
Why did she?
Uh, Spoiled, entitled. I don't know, nothing she said made very much sense. Then she comes into the ring, tells her to get in the ring since Becky ran out as soon as Valkyrie ran out there.
Hmm.
Valkyrie starts landing the blows. But this was a very good, very rare appearance of Valkyrie on the mics. A plus to her. F minus for not being aware of where Becky Lynch is. Because Becky Lynch comes out of the back area of the room. And here you have the NXT Women's Champion fighting on Raw for God knows what reason.
Doesn't make sense.
It's like she's so over. This is originally where they wanted to put her, but they've made with this decision to bring Julia and Perez over, where they should just bring all three of them and be done with it. But here you have her going against Ivy Nile. Ivy Nile picking her up there. Ivy Nile trying to shoot her into a post. Those posts would have to be so dangerous. It's like they shoot fire, they're metal. You just got a turnbuckle to protect you. Nothing when you're on the outside. What was that? Orton, the one that got like super cut by one of those? I remember somebody just couldn't stop bleeding after they got cut. No, it wasn't Orton because they lost teeth too.
Can't remember. I don't think it. No, it was. I don't think it was. Was it?
It wasn't Randy because I remember the teeth coming out, and I don't think it would have that happen to Randy, but maybe it did. I can't remember. And here you have the devil's kiss.
Devil's kiss. Terrible, isn't it?
I mean, what else do you call this when you lock them and just bash their head in? Like, here you have a German. Here you have a dick kick from Vasquez. Or Vakir, sorry. Stephanie kicks Ivy Niles and Medic. And look, she retains the title that I don't think was even up for grabs.
Right, why is he standing up?
But because of the brutal well, last week Gunther, right?
Oh, he assaulted him. Yeah.
And he said he would do anything to stand up for him.
Yeah, he did nothing.
Nick Aldis, he was standing in as Raw manager on Monday.
Why? What's happened to the other one?
I have no idea. They did not let us
Oh.
know. So this was a murder. Booked immediately. So you have Pat McAfee versus Gunther at Backlash.
Oh, shame. I thought it was going to be Pat McAfee versus Michael Cole.
That would have been even better. And here you have Seth Rollins asking if Sammy has an answer. And Sammy, by that facial expression, I'm trying to remember. He told them to go to hell is what he said. It's like, well, why did he actually cuss there, Sammy? Because you look.
So has he worn this robe twice now?
This is still the same show.
Oh.
Yeah, look. We have a third member. Oh, Alonzo.
Player 3, better late than never.
Hey Anthony, hey Russell.
So we're towards the end of Raw here.
Raw is war.
Sammy telling him that he's not to join him, that he's not to go to SmackDown to avoid him. So Seth Rollins does the cut your neck sign to Paul Heyman, which means Braun Breaker is ready to attack Sammy. Another German. Braun Breaker to Sammy. Oop. It's not a Hurricane Rana. He's jumping from the ring to the desk, which is probably about 15 feet. But it's a good leap. That's kind of like his new thing he does every week is jump from the ring to a desk. But they were indestructible desk until the last pay-per-view.
They should have a nice oak table, shouldn't they? Try going through that.
And here you have the Frankensteiner, which is crazy how fast he gets up there and flips him over. It's don't remember his dad or uncle doing him near that fast. But here you have Sammy.
Sami Zayn.
Here you got a spare from Braun Breaker to Sammy.
Braun Breaker.
As you can tell, Sammy's getting his ass handed to him and should have had a different answer. Here's Seth Rollins saying basically that. You I tried not to do this for you. I like us, like you. Our friend, our kids hang out. We live near each other. Blah blah blah. You made the wrong choice, so you're paying the price. And here you have Braun Breaker versus 20 security guys and about 8 referees.
Wow. 8 refs.
And here you have Rollins with a head stomp. So he's getting better and better at. Now everybody's proud of themselves. Proud as a peacock. A 12,000-pound peacock, whatever jacket.
Told you can get it on Temu.
Russ,
Yes.
do your thing. You do.
Rollins, Paul Heyman, and Braun Breaker kick off Raw. Rhea Ripley versus Roxana Perez. Ripley defeated Perez via disqualification. Yes, I told you. Jey Uso and Logan Paul on Collision Course. Do you actually do this? The War Raiders versus Judgment Day. War Raiders defeated the Judgment Day. The Man addresses the WWE Universe. Stephanie Vaquer versus Ivy Nile. Vaquer defeated Nile. Pat McAfee addresses Gunther. And Sami Zayn's decisions. Zayn versus Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker wins.
Yep.
And now it's my favourite segment of the week.
Oh,
NXT.
Yeah, you'll be very happy. For some reason, they only had 35 images.
Only
So this will be short.
only have 35 images.
Come on, you can say his name. Even though he changed his name. Got Ricky Saints,
Ricky Starks.
Lexus King, the king of Lexus dealerships. Also, Brian Pillman's son, which are pushing him pretty heavy. The birthday boy today, Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Hank and Tank versus Josh Briggs and the chubby Japanese fella that's about ready to go back from Japanese to Japan to can't remember what league he is there, but then you have the family business going on down there at the bottom, and to the right you got Io Sky and your lady versus Perez and Julia.
It seems that NXT actually get wrestling on it.
Look,
yeah, right.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
the birthday boy. And the true only faction, I guess we might have 2 factions now since Paul Heyman's.
What do you call that
administration.
faction?
This one?
Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker.
The
I
dangerous
don't
ones.
All right.
know. They haven't came up with a name yet. They probably have pinned something soon to it. But I think we're gonna get another member, even though the
Well,
so-called insiders are saying they're not that get another member. But I think you have to get a.
but um what since God, what's her name, dude? I keep on forgetting her name. His wife,
Yeah, she's super heel right now, Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch, right? Wouldn't she be like the female, I guess, heel in that faction if that were the case?
I don't know if they'd had a female or not, since they're trying to basically to save the future of wrestling. Is their whole deal, because they said they said that CM Punk ruins it because he grabs his toys and leaves when he wants to, and that Roman
Well,
Reigns works when he feels the need to, which Roman Reigns is off until Money in the Bank. I think the
well,
first week of June.
would it make sense to have John Cena be part of that faction, seeing how he wants to ruin wrestling himself?
Mhm. No, because they're trying to save wrestling. Because Seth Rollins is the everyday working champion, which he was before. It's why generally I don't think he likes those guys. But here you have Dark State taking out Joe Hendry.
They obviously see Joe Hendry as a massive threat.
And here you have Lexus King, Ricky Saints,
Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks.
another German. Lots of Germans here.
Ricky Starks.
Armbar from Lexus King.
420 armbar.
And here you have the decision, and still North American champion.
Ricky Starks. Ricky Saints.
It's not going to be long before he's on the main roster, you know.
And here's Tony D'Angelo. I just don't like it, the pose thing that Ricky does. But calling out Stacks. They saying that they had holes in their security, which you find out because half the security guards slash mob family for Tony turn on him, starts beating him off.
Beating him off.
Yeah, beating him off.
Hope not.
But here you have him taking out another one of this guys that went bad. There's the Bosnian Herzegovin slash Canadian Olympian in karate.
Karate.
And Alonzo's Soreka.
Seriously, by the end of the show, she's not even Daenerys. She's Hitler. And it's a shame, because one of the things that Game of Thrones has always
Soreka getting a kick in. Crossbody.
They couldn't change so drastically that it became
Match is over. Trick Williams.
Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick.
Trick basically saying he wants Obafemi. And here you have Ava come in. Ava's like, sure, yeah, you can do that. But first, next week, we're having a 25-man battle royal to determine the number one contender for the NXT championship. So basically telling Trick to calm down. And here you have Hank and Tank. Josh Briggs and the chubby Japanese fella that's going back to Japan anytime soon. And Hank and Tank retain. There you go, Russ.
Joe Hendry appears and gets beaten up. Ricky Saints versus Lexis King North American title. Saints Starks defeats King. Soul Rocker versus Carmen Petrovic. Ruka defeats Petrovic. Hank and Tank versus Inamura and Briggs. NXT tag titles. Hank and Tank defeat Briggs and Inamura. It's an annoying name. Roxanne Perez and Julia versus Io Sky Jordana Grace. Sky and Grace defeat Perez and Julia. There you go.
And that's that one this week of NXT. Happy birthday again to Joe Hendry.
Everyone's favorite wrestler, Joe Hendry.
And next week you got Jordan Grace versus Julia. A 25-man battle royal for grand.
Oh, I like a battle royal. I might watch that.
Royal Rumble.
What's the difference between a Royal Rumble and a battle royal?
Can you explain all the different versions of battle royals and King of the Rings?
Sure. Battle Royal, you win. Royal Rumble, you win number one contendership. Battle Royal.
Did you win a number one contendership?
I did, Russ.
What about the reverse battle royal that TNA has?
You win nothing.
Basically, a battle royal, everyone starts in the ring. That's the way that I see it. Everyone starts in the ring and the winner's the last one who stays in. A Royal Rumble is that people to start and then people come in. That's the way that I distinguish the two.
Russ, so back in the day, whenever I started watching wrestling, the battle royal, you didn't have that count off. I wonder what changed.
No, but a battle royal is just everyone's already in the ring and then you start throwing people out.
Right, but wasn't there a time where the Royal Rumble, right, didn't start off with the countdown?
I don't think so. Royal Rumble's always been people come in after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, it's always been what it is now. But
Okay.
here you have Hank and Tank and Joe Hendry versus Dark State.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's coming next week. Yeah. And
they're going to start missing Joe Hendry on TNA, I think.
Zarya's getting a roll out here. And that is that for that. And now we get to go to Russ's least favorite segment. Not really. We just finished his least favorite segment.
Doesn't say much for this podcast, really, or whatever it is. This is Russ's least favorite segment. So is this. So is this. He's got. Where does he keep going?
Russ, are you feeling sick, pal?
Sick?
Yeah.
No.
You sound different.
No, I've just got a bit of a.
There we go.
Cough. But no, I haven't got a cold.
Two of the posters for Backlash. Here you have Official poster.
But that was the thing. This has always been my thinking
Next weekend.
of all the people that will beat John Cena. It's either going to
There
be
you
Randy Orton
Pat
or
McAfee
CM Punk.
versus Gunter. You go from world champion to fighting the
Can he hear us, or is he just
Sports
taking an absolute piss?
journalist.
Hey Tony, hey Russ, go ahead, man. You said John Cena's opponent would have been
No.
Randy Orton.
I've always seen this as like the people who are going to defeat John Cena is either going to be Randy Orton or CM Punk. It's going to be someone he's had a long
Val
rivalry with.
Carey versus Becky Lynch.
Tony, I don't think Russ has finished his thought, pal.
What?
I don't think Russ has finished his thought.
Don't worry.
What was your thought, Russ?
Oh my God. Don't worry. He can't hear me. Can you hear me? Or are you just...
Russ?
He can't hear me, can he? Alonso can hear me.
Tony, can you hear us?
I cannot hear Russ.
How come?
I don't know why I can't hear Russ.
Alonso can hear me, but you can't. That's ridiculous. How can he hear one of us and not the other? That's just odd. That's really odd.
Tony, can you hear us now?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. Right. What I was saying was, for the fifth time, right, it's basically, this was always in my thinking. The people who were going to beat John Cena or going to fight John Cena were always going to be people who he's had long rivalries with. So Randy Orton straight away. I think CM Punk's going to beat him for the title at some point. Or CM Punk could be John Cena's last match. One of the two.
Do you think it could be versus The Rock trying to
No, the Rock's
get
not
his
wrestling.
soul or whatever?
No, the Rock's not wrestling again.
See, to me, bringing a Rock back is part of the problem. I think he just needs that. I think he just needs that Triple H or whomever it is, just be creative. Like Russ said, Tony, I wouldn't mind seeing, like Russ had said, John Cena and Randy Orton and or CM Punk ending the title reign. As you said, Tony, before, correct me if I'm wrong, but wouldn't you like Randy Orton, I guess, beating John Cena?
Yeah.
I don't see Randy Orton winning at Backlash.
Yeah, but
John Cena's going to win that match.
I'm not sure if he's going to lose until Survivor Series.
Yeah, it's either going to be SummerSlam or Survivor Series. But as I say, his last match, I hope his last match is against Punk or someone like of that ilk.
Punk's supposed to be versus Rollins for SummerSlam.
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting because I don't know if Punk hasn't won many matches, has he? Oh no, he beat McIntyre, didn't he? That was good. I enjoyed that one.
But here's your weekend in Tampa. Here's the main event poster. Not sure why they keep doing this, like split in the middle thing, but you have NXT Battlegrounds as everything's branded WWE, even though it's a NXT Premium Live event. Here you have Worlds Collide, Money in the Bank when Roman Reigns returns. So it's either to be him or Punk that win this.
I wonder if CM Punk knew that he was going to have to wait to get his title chance when he first signed with WWE. Because I know his injury kind of pushed things back. But I hope he gets a chance pretty soon.
Yeah, me too.
It's almost that he's at the go-to other show and try to get. He almost has to beat Cena for the belt because I don't see Rollins losing his belt with the faction that just started. But here you have SummerSlam, which for some reason Triple H says he wants it to be bigger than what WrestleMania 41 was.
Do you guys
Well, last
think?
WrestleMania was rubbish.
Clash in Paris tour, Clash in Paris, Monday after Clash in Paris, Survivor Series, San Diego.
When is that?
War Games.
When is Australia? When is Australia? When is Perth?
I don't know, but that's going to be a horrendous time to watch that.
Yeah, they haven't.
Well, no, it might actually be quite good. It's going to be like if it's 8 o'clock at night in Australia, it'll be 8 o'clock in the morning here.
It'd be 2 o'clock in the morning here. Which,
Yeah. So there, you'll get what I have to put up with all the time.
right. So, Tony, Russ, first of all, will you be up for that?
8 o'clock in the morning, maybe.
Tony?
Yeah,
When is it? We don't even know.
Yeah.
we don't know yet.
I have yet to recover from the last one we did. If anything, I need to take 3 days off for that because that was pretty bad in my sleep. When is that,
I
Tony?
think it would have been better if the main event was quite good, but it was an absolute tosh.
Yeah.
When is what, Alonzo?
Perth?
Perth in Australia.
Today night?
I'm not sure when it is.
You two probably fall asleep.
No, I woke up. I was asleep. I was awake, rather. I got off work, took a little nap, and was up all day.
I don't think it's been announced yet.
No.
As I know, Logan Paul mentioned it in the press conference.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it says both UFC and WWE will return to Perth later this year, but it doesn't say.
Okay.
when. Yet to be determined date. So it must be some, I don't know, maybe in. No, they might do it later in the year when the weather's better in Australia, maybe.
Yeah, I think they just announced that it was just a TKO weekend deal. But other than that, no date. So thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Thanks.
Are you around at the next weekend, Alonso, for the BackLash?
What day is that on? It's on Saturday.
Not this Saturday, next Saturday.
Let me see real quick. Give me 1 second.
His diary's got to fit us in. Oh, God. Well, you've done quite well tonight, Tony. Only an hour and 15 minutes. It's quite good.
That's the 10th, right? It's the 10th?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Right. So I'm not off work until 9 o'clock.
That's fine.
So be at the tail end of it.
What time does it start, Tony?
I think it's 6. I can
God,
tell you.
6.
But look, Elijah, they had a leg.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like gonna mention that, but I was like, basically, they found your leg, Tony.
Yeah, if Tony would have caught it, he would have taken it home with him.
And it had Adidas on there too. It had Adidas shoe on there, Tony.
Tony's got yes.
They were taunting me.
Taunting you.
There you go. That's when it is. So, like I said, 6 our time, midnight for you.
Russia,
Why
you
can't
went
they
to
have it on the
PJ's.
East Coast?
It's 7 on the East Coast, 5 on the West Coast.
On Peacock, yeehaw.
Or Netflix if you live everywhere else besides the United States.
Or if you get a VPN, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, which I'm not to do because Russ is like, I'm tired of being ahead 10 seconds and not being able to react all the way to.
To be fair, Tony, every time on Ryan's podcast in the chat room, I see a big yes on Russ's chat. I'm like, oh, buddy, how did you score yet, man? And then 10 minutes later, optional scored. I'm like,
I don't know why Ryan. I don't know what he never watches it on TV. I guess obviously TV's ahead of everything else. But.
I guess because like he wants viewers to see his reaction, and you see Gary 10 seconds after me cheering them on. I'm like, okay.
Gary, for some reason, is always like 30 seconds ahead of everybody, no matter what my broadcast is.
Not really, not as late. I believe Tony, but it's still pretty funny. It's funny how like it was like a fan like 10 years ago, and he's all into it now. I'm like, take a break. It's okay to take a break now.
Brilliant.
So again,
Thank you for joining us. Nobody in particular.
Yeah. We'll see if anybody rewatches it.
Maybe.
I know they do by the numbers, but anyway, thanks again, Alonzo.
Yeah, sorry I was late, guys, but
it's all right, man. No worries.
Yeah.
Well,
You've got to earn a living. Tony doesn't.
I was at the movies. I was watching Minecraft.
Well, what'd you watch?
Minecraft.
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it was not bad. But plays the same character in every movie, but
of course he does.
Super funny.
So does Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I mean they had a lot of good chemistry. I think so. It wasn't that bad. It was really funny.
I enjoyed it. I watched it for 2 hours. It's 2 hours. I just switched my brain off and watched it with my little boy. It's good.
Did you watch it? Yeah.
I just like how Microsoft's like, oh, they made this shitload of money on Mario Brothers, and the 3 Sonic movies that went over huge. So let's try Minecraft.
And to be fair, they've made a shit ton of money out of it.
It seems like that would be something Roxanne up to use to Jumanji and all those. But anyway, thanks for everybody for viewing.